Now, as we jump into the happiness thing, man, as we were talking about the happiness and all that was going on, and what your
What makes
happiness
you happy
means,
and
what
what
makes
somebody
me
else
right,
happy.
right, and how broad it is, and how you try to make me narrow it down to it
Uh,
not being broad,
it's
and
just
it's like it's not
it's
under an
not.
umbrella, but
It's just with that person.
but I get it. But see, here it is. I haven't met a single dude where I currently hang out at from a work standpoint who's happy. You know, and I'm not speaking anything negative of any of them, but you know, they never tell me I'm happy where I am.
What you mean? Where you hang out at?
Well, at the shelter.
At
That's what
the shelter.
well, I'm just saying.
Well, I'm saying at the shelter. I don't know
At the shelter, I
who
don't
would be
know.
happy at a shelter.
Well, I don't
mean,
think anybody would be. I agree with that. I give you that.
Okay,
but,
so
but if you plan to elevate yourself, you need a time out. You're gonna take that time out and you're gonna better yourself. Then you saying, listen, bruh, I needed some time to just get away from everything, to clear my head, to chill out, and to
focus.
refocus. Perfect word. Refocus my ideas, my desires, my likes, my happiness in another direction.
Right, well that's a good start. What you saying is that, but you're not gonna be happy to be there. You're gonna be out. Me thinking you're gonna be happy when you get on that path that you're trying to focus in on. So getting out the shelter, getting on that path, that's when your happiness gonna start. That I made it out the shelter, man. I'm back on my feet. I'm doing things on my own now. I'm not in the shelter, so I don't think. And I'm get me wrong now. I think I said that if you coming off the street, if you living on the street into a shelter and you make it into a shelter, maybe it could be some happiness there. Whereas I've gotten off the street and the shelter is helping me more, and I'm able to get my thoughts back together or get my thoughts together. What's my next move or how I'm gonna get to that point that I've been trying to get to all my life, and hopefully a brother can. But coming from there to a shelter and you about 40, 50, 60
That's a
years
tough
old.
ticket.
Yeah.
That's a tough ticket because you talking. Because how many resets have you had? If you're 45 to 50, and you're still in a sense in the same place where you was, you haven't elevated. But it's not negative that I'm saying about your journey, because your journey is your journey. It's your testimony that you're making, that God is. I mean, for my money, it's like He don't make no mistakes, and He gives us all a testimony to utilize to make somebody else better, to lift somebody else up. That's just my opinion. And if you're still there at 45 or 50, but then again, I don't know what happened in your life that you weren't there 2 weeks ago.
But say that they reset, maybe they never reset their life though. That might be the problem. They the thing I was saying is that the path they was on, they still trying to steal the same hustle, the same bustle that they've been trying since they was in their 20s. You know, a lot of cats got schemes, man.
What's the
Got a
difference between a
scam.
shelter and prison, though? I mean,
You can leave. You can leave at any time you want to leave. A shelter, I think. I mean, you work there, you can leave. So that's the difference. And it's a big difference.
Yeah,
It's a big difference in a shelter.
but
You got time. You can't do. You got to listen to the warden. You got to listen to the guards. You don't have to do that in the shelter. I mean, you got some rules, but everybody got rules and regulations. You got them on your job. You know, you got all those. So, nah, it's a difference between a shelter and jail.
well, it is a difference from being incarcerated because you are confined to a space that you can't move. But the mentality is the same. In some instances, not in all guys.
You work there.
I'm not saying all
so
guys.
is
In
it?
some
So,
instances,
that's what I'm
in some
saying.
instances,
I
you
don't
may
know.
find the mentality is the same, and it's not
It
a
probably
negative
is.
thing to reset. Cause I call it shelter living, bro. Resets, bro. That's what I call it. It's not like you just made this mistake and you down in the dumps and you can't get out of it, but you decided to reset.
But do you tell them that? Do you talk to them about it? Do you tell them, man, you just here on a reset, get your thing together while you here, take your time to figure out what it is you really think you could do? Do you preach that to them?
Bro, I think they call me the have a great day on purpose, man. So that's what I say.
That's
To
all you
everybody.
say?
No, that's not all I say, but that's what I'm famous for.
Have a great day on
have
purpose.
a great day on purpose. And
Yeah.
I say that, and you should see how the brothers respond to that. And it's just a few positive words. But not everybody responds that way. And I get that too. Some brothers like, okay, and they keep them on. Some guy want to dap. Yeah, hey, let me dap you, blah blah blah. But
some people not gonna change there, no matter what. No matter what they do,
but
like
Tony,
I said,
you
that
told me
age,
you gotta change. You gotta.
no, I didn't tell you
if
you
you're gonna
gotta
do the
change.
same thing,
I said,
if you're
no,
doing the
I didn't
same
say
thing,
you gotta change. If you want to do something different, you gotta change. Hey,
so they don't want to do nothing different.
If they ain't changing, if they're not changing, they don't want to do nothing different.
There you go.
All right, it's like, and this, it's like people praying. This is, and this is church thing that we kind of differ about and things. But this is what the church tell you to pray for them people. Pray for them people. And that's what everybody say. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for my kids.
Legit.
It's legit, but it ain't gonna do shit. Because if a person,
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Okay, and I'm gonna let you spill. If a person ain't trying to change their life themselves, you can pray for them all you want to change their life, and they're not gonna change.
But why would God?
Why would God change a person for you, and they not ready to change themselves? Why, if they not asking God to change their life and strive toward changing, why are you praying for them to change? Why should they change?
Because Tony, you're trying to elevate.
You're not elevating them.
No, I'm telling you what I'm saying. What you're trying to do is to elevate a person through your battle angel. You're just trying to reach your battle angel to say, listen, no matter what I do, I'm still out there trying to reach you. No matter what you do, I'm trying to reach you.
Who's trying to reach you?
I am.
You're trying to reach them through your angel.
Through my better angel, I'm trying to reach you. Them. Because if you have a calling, and I know this is a subject that we're going to touch on at another podcast, but if you have a calling and you're saying to a guy, listen, bruh, I'm going to pray for you, and I really mean that I'm going to pray for you to do better, to do something different, to change your life.
That's different. That guy, if he wants to change, and he's also saying, thank you, man, I'm trying to do that, that's different. That's different than I ain't what I'm saying.
Okay, what you saying?
I'm saying that person that's doing the same thing, who ain't worried about changing, ain't trying to change, doing the same thing, either the mass murderer, the serial rapist, the serial killer, who's out there doing what he's doing, and your cousin, his wife or somebody know that he's a serial rapist, and you sitting there, pray that he stop being a serial rapist, but that's what he does. Your praying ain't gonna do nothing.
No,
for
Tony,
that,
I disagree. I totally disagree. I totally disagree
you
because I figure that my deal is that no matter what you do, you're not a lost cause. And I'm saying that when
if you don't want to change, you're a lost cause.
Well, if you don't want to change, but
okay,
that's what you know.
I just said the rapist, the rapist.
Well, do you know what it look like?
Is the rapist and the killer.
But you never know what it look like.
I know what it look like.
I mean, you do. I'm not speaking of you. I'm saying if you have never seen change in your life, you've never experienced anything different because you like the path that you're on. I get that. But when you start to experience change, that does not say that you don't appreciate the fact that somebody is trying to help you get there.
You're not going to appreciate it really if you don't want change. You're not gonna preach. Your boyfriend that's beating you. You're not gonna understand. Your boyfriend that's beating you, and that you sitting there and you're saying you're praying every night after he leaves, and you got black eyes, and you're saying, "I'm just wishing." Instead of leaving him, that's what you should be at. God, give me the strength to leave this man.
But you praying.
That's what you
praying right then.
No, I'm not.
So
I ain't saying nothing wrong. I'm not saying for you. So I'm telling you on another person. That's my thought. On another, you praying for another person to change, and they not trying to change. That's what I'm saying. For you, you praying, God, give me the strength. I'm praying for me.
Reach them.
Give me. No, listen. God, I said this is the prayer that your prayer should be. God, give me the strength to leave this man. I'm talking about a battered woman.
Okay.
I'm talking about a battered woman.
Okay.
Not sitting there, God, I'm praying that you change him and he stop beating me. That ain't the prayer. That's the waste. The prayer, get the hell out of there before he kill your ass. That's the prayer that you need to have. They say women, it's hard for them to leave the bad one.
Right.
They say it's hard to leave, but hard to get out of there. That's the prayer. Because that's what you want to do in your heart, but you ain't got the strength. So you asking God, give me the strength to leave this man. Not God, change that man for me, please, so I can stay here. I love him so much. Just get that man straight. That man gone out to rape somebody else or do whatever, be smart. Nah. So That's the difference I'm saying in the prayer. The prayer is for you. Praying for somebody else. Now somebody sick, somebody in a car accident, praying for them. They didn't cause that on themselves. They didn't bring that on themselves. You're praying for them to get better. Okay, that's fine.
So you're saying there's two different levels of prayer?
Not two. Nah, I ain't saying two different. I'm not saying it's two different levels. I'm saying praying for somebody else to change and they don't want to change is a waste of your time. That's what I'm saying.
Tony, but you praying for your son to change, or your daughter to change, or
No,
your
I'm
girlfriend
not.
to change,
No, I'm not.
or your brother to change.
No, I'm not.
So you ain't praying for nobody to change.
Nope.
You gotta come from you.
Yeah. I might pray to keep them safe. I might pray to keep them safe. Don't have them too much harm come to them. Please keep them out of this or keep them out of that.
Yeah.
But I'm not praying for them to change. They gotta want to change. That's me.
I get
That's
that. I
me.
get that they have to want to change. I get that. But all I'm saying is, with you having to want to change, you need something to change towards. You need something to see, to reach for, to desire, to want.
Oh, that's true.
That's what you.
True.
And so if you don't have that, then
Okay, so you're not gonna change.
you're still not a lost cause for me.
Okay, I ain't saying they gotta be a lost cause. A lost cause. It don't mean that they're a lost cause. Just because you want them to do better, don't mean they're a lost cause. They might be happy in their life. It's people in the hood, people in trailer parks, people in the hillbillies. They happy with their life. And then people outside of them saying, I wish they move out the hillbillies.
Right,
I wish they would move out the ghetto. Man, I'm praying for my cousin and them to get. And they partying every night. They out there doing it. They out there partying every night. And you praying for them to change. What they gonna? How you gonna get them to change? And they happy. They happy, man. They happy where they at. But you see them. You can see from your side that shit don't look right. The kids running around with praying.
Right.
It don't look right on your side. So you just praying they get it. They happy though, man. They got the fifths coming through.
Right, but Tony, they happy. But does it make it right? No.
I ain't saying okay.
They don't make it right. They don't make it right.
I ain't never said
I'm
it's right.
saying every day, and they may say, but it makes it wrong because you got to take care of the things you need to take care of in a positive way.
They feel like they are.
You
they
know?
taking care of.
But they don't know what right looks like.
They you right. They don't.
I'm just saying they don't know what right looks like.
So how you gonna make? You know what you need to do? Take them and show them what right look like, and see if they want it.
But don't pray for them.
Now, pray for them. Not pray for them to change. Pray for them to change. You can pray for them, but not pray for them to change.
But I need help from them to help me, to help them.
I know. That's why you go give your tithes to that man in the church.
I don't give it to him.
You give him his tithes in the church. So you give him his tithes so he can pray for.
Guys, I'm telling y'all, we're gonna have a full show on that. Bro.
I don't know.
And I
don't think they want the whole full because the receipts that I'm gonna bring out.
I'm bringing receipts too. I ain't gonna want to see
it.
I'm bringing receipts too.
I sent you something this week, and I think you ain't look at this preacher who's sitting there. I'm sorry I wasn't the man that I supposed to be.
And that's okay, he was weak.
Yeah, I know. I know that weak, so I don't need to listen to him.
But we all weak.
Okay, so I don't need to listen to another weak motherfucker. I don't need to listen to another weak motherfucker. I'm alright by myself.
He said he wanted to change?
He said he was sorry. He didn't say he wanted to change, he said he was sorry.
Oh my God.
That's what he said.
What?
He said he was sorry. I sent you the clip.
Well, but that's okay because he said he was sorry.
I know.
You sorry?
I don't need to listen to him until he tell me he's sorry. After he telling you all the shit you need to do in your life, at the same time he doing the total opposite. But that's it.
That's funny. Well, I can tell you, bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with praying, man. But I'm just saying.
No, ain't nothing wrong with
it. Keep on thinking you praying, gonna pray somebody to change. I think you waste your time, man. But let me
we'll see.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see. We gonna visit.
You got anybody that you praying? You got anybody you praying for them to change?
No.
You don't?
No. And the reason why I say I'm not praying for them to change, but I have a few people who I'm praying for that they have that great life that they're looking for.
Well, I said to change.
No. I'm not. Nobody I'm praying for to change.
We sat here for 5 minutes or a little more about the change part.
Right.
That's the only part I said about.
Okay,
praying.
so no, I'm not praying for nobody to change right now because it's really I'm not really focusing on nobody's changing issues. But there are folks that I feel I would like to see change.
I know.
I mean, I do. I just do. I want to see them change.
But I ain't
I
praying
know
for
that
them
has
to
to come
change.
within. I know it has to come
Okay,
within.
so
But I'm praying for them to change.
I ain't praying for them to change. I'm praying for them that they stay
You know
healthy.
what they said?
I'm
My
praying
mama
for them
prayed for me. had me on her mind.
Your mother
You know,
pray for her, all her
right,
kids. You gonna pray for your kids.
right.
You pray for them to be happy, to be safe and unharmed, and to get their life together.
Yes.
You hope yeah, that's what you hoping. That's what you hope. But until they praying for themselves to do it, you wasted.
Hey, listen, guys, y'all stay tuned because we coming back with this. We gotta have this church show, and I'm not calling it a church show, but I'm just calling it a just a interesting,
I guess
open.
people who believe that the church is good for the black community, and people who believe that the church maybe hindered the black community. And I'm one of the people that think the church hinders the black community. So we can get on that as another
All
time.
I'm gonna say, I'll see y'all next week.
Well, we hold on there. We got a couple of minutes here.
We do
got a couple of
because see,
minutes
I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to get into that now. Y'all trying to bring my receipts. I'm trying
You
to
ain't
bring.
got your receipts. You ain't bringing
I ain't bringing with me,
you.
but you got me itching now,
Okay,
bro.
well, the next one, then you come with them. So I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna be with you when you come with them.
Because I mean, happiness is happiness.
Yeah,
We can work with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you about a movie I saw, and I don't know if you heard. You heard of The Sounds of Freedom?
No.
You ain't heard of The Sounds of Freedom, man?
I think the last movie I saw was Purple Rain. That was the last one.
Nah, this is about trafficking.
Human trafficking. Okay.
Yeah, man. I've been wanting to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it since it came out, man. It's about, man, as much as human trafficking that's going all over the world, man. And America is part of it too. And it said that
really?
it's a $150 billion industry.
Really?
$150.
No, you're an enlightenment
industry.
You really are.
And it's sad, man. It's sad.
Now is I'm sorry to cut you off, bro, but I just want to know: is this more on a Asian population, or
it's the
worldwide?
It's worldwide.
I won't cut you off.
Yeah, it's worldwide. Little girls and boys be found missing here. I mean, they get missing here. So it's just that this movie was particularly about a guy who was a police officer who had found out about the sex trafficking ring, and he kind of wanted to bring it down. Whereas that this woman was recruiting kids, telling them they were going to be models, coming to their parents' house. And now this was in Colombia. I think this was in Colombia, and they were going to be models and telling the parents that they could make them models and stuff. And he said, so with this one scene where the father had a boy and she came to get the girl. I think the girl may have been, I don't know, 8, 9. The boy might have been 7 or something like that. But she came to get the girl, and the girl then seen the boy, said, "Oh, who's that?" And we basically we got something for he could do too. So anyway, took him to this like a building where it was supposed to be like where they model at and everything. It was probably 15 kids in there, and they all. She told the father, be back at 7 o'clock and pick them up, and picked them back up. And so anyway, when the father came back, nobody was there. The building was empty. It was all anyway. They took the kids off.
Wow.
So I'm just saying it's about this sex trafficking thing, man. It's totally out of it's crazy. It's out of control.
Yeah.
And they trying to our government. I'm not gonna say our government. They're trying to change pedophilia to like a disease instead of a crime. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah. They trying to make a movement to make this seem like more of a disease. It's a name that they're changing it to. Well, I think in California, I heard a guy, and I was trying to look it back up to get the exact name they trying. Something like young kid desire or some simple word that they're trying to make it, and trying to make it a disease instead of a crime. Instead of these bastards need to be locked the fuck up, because ain't no way should be if you fantasizing about some little baby, some kid, some 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old, and that's your turn on. I don't think it's no help for you. I think you need to be locked up and thrown away the key, because something is seriously wrong with that person. But I know a lot of people with money is backing this thing too, and that's the other clip to this thing, that it's a lot of backing by rich people, because they got these type of fantasies about these young kids, man. And it's crazy, man.
You think they're saying that it's a sickness or illness because that there has to be a mental illness component to it, right?
I
So
don't know, Dale.
because well, you sick in the head. That's what you
Yeah,
just said,
but
right?
but they trying to make it though that you don't go to jail for this.
No, that's crazy.
That's what they're trying to make it. That you don't go to jail. That we gonna get you some help. But I don't think it's no help. If that's your thinking, if that's your sickness,
You know,
no, you need to be no. If that's your sickness,
yeah.
you need to be set. All y'all need to be in a room by y'all. Y'all need to have y'all separate jail or whatever, where all y'all motherfuckers are shipped to, and y'all be in there. Cause you let them back out. They say the kids are our future, man. You molesting kids at these young ages. What type of future they got, man, after being molested at these young ages,
Yeah,
man?
yeah.
So now I have no sympathy for anybody that has this
Why did God
this
give us sexual desire? Because it's destroying. It's destroying. From what you're telling me, it's destroying our very fabric of our being.
Man,
the sexual desires. You know why?
That deception, that desire there is something totally. God didn't give us that.
Okay.
God didn't give us that desire
Okay.
for grown ass men, grown old ass, funky ass men. And I'm saying, as you can see, that how I feel about it, to want to be with a kid. You remember the guy Jared from Subway?
Yeah.
You know his
Subway
story,
guy.
right?
Yeah. I know. He was.
You know his story.
He was. He did something with a teenager, didn't he?
Nah, he was kids too. He was a pedophile. He was a
Yeah.
pedophile. Now he's on commercials. Nobody knew at the time.
Right.
Well, nobody in the back. They was watching him. Man. He's got
Subway guy.
He's got a. It's a documentary on this too that I saw.
Yeah.
And he's got a. So during the time while he was out here shooting his little commercials, doing his commercials and private. Doing his interviews and things of that nature about him losing weight from just eating Subway and all that.
Yeah.
He's out here looking for little kids to fondle, and he's going to schools,
right,
elementary school,
under the Subway umbrella to get him in.
Get him in. Yeah, he's high and all that.
Yeah.
But they got him on tape at one time talking about he loved it when he went to Thailand because he had this. He had this little. I think he said 8-year-old boy, or he was so cute too. He was so cute, man. It's just sickening, man.
But that's what I'm saying, Tony.
With these motherfucking pedophiles. So
okay.
I just don't dig that they're trying to lessen the blow. And like I said, it's because it's a lot of rich people, rich old fuck men that's about that.
Well, Epstein was in a sense that way.
Yeah.
There's something going on that line in a sense. I don't know whether it was females or males or
all them
what
steams,
it was.
all them motherfuckers with the steam.
Oh no! I'm not co-signing Tony.
Well, they can't cancel me. They can cancel you. You
right,
still
right.
working. You still working.
They can't cancel me. So you know if they do it, I ain't mad at them. You know. So let me just say that.
I'm just saying that it seems like them steam motherfuckers got problems with me. They always think they can take something. But anyway, man.
That's extremely discriminatory. Let me just say that, guys. You know, but he don't mean no harm. I'm messing with him.
I mean harm at times.
Sometimes
I want them to get the justice. Exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with the justice. I agree with the justice. It's not right to do that to kids who haven't even lived. But you know, Tony, hurt people hurt people. You know that.
Man,
but some point in time in his life or their life or whoever is doing this trafficking, they've experienced probably trafficking too. I ain't saying it makes it right, but obviously
I like that you get them, you know, the counter and try to help these sons of whatever.
These mother fathers, right?
Yeah,
mother fathers.
I'm glad you give them the benefit of the doubt. But if it hurt people. That's true. That's a good saying, and that's what happens. But I can't handle you hurting the kids, man.
Yeah,
I got something against. I can't handle that at all. If I see it or if I know somebody about them calling you out, or putting you out, or whatever, I'm gonna have to do out. So
we're gonna talk about that too. That's a must. That's a must talk because you know a lot of times these things are with us, we see them, and we don't acknowledge them, and we need to call them out. It's like it's conversation that we don't have that we should have. That's all I'm saying. It's a conversation that we don't have that we should have, And as long as it's out there, it just gets worse every year.
But I don't think
as we go.
I
We don't
think
have
that's
a conversation.
I think that's on a high level. I think on a
You know.
on a smaller level, I think house to household. I think if someone saw that or knew what was going on, they would call it out. I think it's not called out on a high level where we're gonna talk about the the movie industry and the music industry and all of that stuff. High corporations when it's not called out because they know it's powerful people that's in charge of these situations. Like they say, everybody knew about the things that were going on. And who's Feinstein is the which one is Feinstein? Feinstein is the
Epstein.
No, it was an Epstein and a
And
Feinstein.
Feinstein?
Feinstein got locked up too.
You said these Stein jokes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Feinstein and Epstein. One of them ran Hollywood. Was a big producer.
Right. That was Jeffrey. Not Jeffrey. It was Weinstein.
It was Weinstein? Okay, Weinstein.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. It might be a Feinstein.
Right. So you said all the Stein on there, right? I get it.
Weinstein. Everybody in Hollywood, they say he knew what he was doing. He was raping these he was raping these young girls, trying to be, and I ain't hear, it wasn't kids or whatever, but it was young girls that was getting into the movie industry. And everybody from Oprah to everybody else in the business knew what this man was doing, but it was, we're not going to talk about it, we're not going to say nothing until it got out there. And then still, it wasn't even through them. They didn't talk about them. They got to be hushed out. Man, that industry is so corrupt. And that's another thing we need to touch on. And I know you're probably not up on that as much as I am about the movie and the music industry, how corrupt they are, and domestic they are, and those type of things. But that's another reason. Stop looking at all these stars and thinking that that's what you want to do and be, because there are a lot of fucked up people in that business.
I agree. I agree.
If you see, a lot of them commit suicide.
I agree. I know they commit suicide.
Robert Williams did it, and
but was he fucked up in the head?
No, I'm just saying it's a reason if you're gonna commit suicide, you got to be for something else.
Something's wrong.
I'm not saying he was molesting anybody, but
right.
something's wrong if you doing it. Did you know? I know you didn't know the dude. It was a guy on Ellen's show. He was like the DJ. He was a dancer.
Stretch. So
he was
called. I mean, not Chitch, but
he got this little film there. Everybody seems smiling around.
About that.
Yeah, but
I was thoroughly surprised by him.
I can go through some of it. I could get some names. I could get receipts and go down and name of people who you see on TV smiling, knowing they living a wonderful life. Looked like he had a wonderful life. He had a wife and I think 2 kids, and they danced together and all that.
I saw
this man committed suicide. So it's reasons why you committed suicide. You don't commit suicide if you haven't. That's one thing you don't do. You don't commit suicide. If you tell me a happy person,
I did not say that, Tony. I did not say that. No,
you tell me somebody tell you,
no.
I'm
you
happy.
Commit suicide, never. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying in any case.
You saying you shouldn't.
You should not.
Okay, well that's fine. But I'm saying you don't do it
if you're happy.
If you're happy, you're not going to do it. But it's people that do it that's not. They are unhappy about something in their life. There's something going on. They don't want to be here no more. No, it's never should be done, because the next you can have a bad day. You can have a bad week. You can have a bad month. Next month it all flip around. It could all flip around. Everything could be all good. You be like, last month, man, I was thinking about this jumping off the fucking roof, and now I got this everything coming to me. So you got to work it. You got to wait it out, and things could work out for you. But all I'm saying, man, don't worry about the motherfucking stardom and the fame and the force.
It ain't working.
And just get yourself on the right path of being happy for yourself. And life, and you can sit back and kick a podcast up.
That's all you show me.
Yeah,
that's all you show me. Why is that all you show me? Is the things that I can't have?
I don't know who shows who.
I'm saying somebody's on TV. It's on the internet. It's all over the world.
You're saying
that's all I'm being shown.
Yeah,
and now you tell me I can't have it?
Because they want you to do all you can to get there. They want you to spend your money, do whatever you can, be ready to compromise yourself, your beliefs, change your morals, and do whatever it is to get there, because it looked like it's the greatest thing on earth.
Yeah.
Like they said, what is the circus, the greatest
show on earth?
That's what they try to show you on the Beyonce concerts, and all of that stuff. I know the bees will get at me if I say
Yeah,
something
you know
about the
that
beehive.
they're gonna come. Come on at them guys. You know he
I ain't
ain't saying
that
nothing.
big yet, so I ain't that big yet.
That's
so
all right. That's
we
all
ain't,
right.
we
That's
ain't,
all
we
right.
ain't nowhere, so the beehive ain't gonna mess with me.
I don't know. I don't know, bro. You know, all they need is an inkling, and that's the party's over,
Yeah,
right?
I'll be canceled before I start, huh? We be canceled before I start. They be like,
Well,
take them off.
well.
They can't even be on YouTube. Get them off YouTube.
Woo-wee.
They
Well,
be killing us, man.
well, I tell you, man, the platform is there for us to share the shit that we like to talk about, and this is just an everyday conversation. You know, it could go from point A to point B, from happiness to Beyonce to the Beehive. I mean, it could just travel. But the good thing about it is that we're having a conversation, Tony, and that's all I'm saying. Joker's not having these conversations. I mean, you gotta know that.
Like I say, not on the regular scale, right on the regular, but that we say we want to thank everybody that even take time out to
Yes.
look at, even take time out to look at 5 minutes of this or whatever the clips, it's all cool.
Like us.
Just subscribe.
Yes.
Hit a like, hit a comment. Like I said, we ain't had the comments up. I mean, tell you what you didn't like, what you liked or whatever, just holler back at your boy. And
Yes.
we're going to keep doing this until next time. We're going to shoot you another one probably next week. So, we out. You finished, D?
I like my chair. That's all I'm going to say, bro. It's very comfortable.
All right, man. That's
all right,
cool.
brothers.
Next week.
Peace.